Hello and welcome, this is Mouseskinner, and we're back with some more of the Flashpoint DLC of BattleTech. We have some cleanup to do after the last mission we did. The first thing, repairing the Panther, that's going to be a simple repair. The Vindicator we're going to have to refit though because the damage was serious enough. It wasn't that bad, but we are going to have to replace this heatsink with another one. And repair that section. Then I'm going to strip out the PPC, something I think is a really good idea to do because you can replace it with a large laser very easily and you save yourselves a lot of heat generation. So a PPC is going to build up 35 heat versus the large laser is 18. So you're reducing the heat build up a lot, but you're not really reducing the amount of damage you do by that much. You are taking away some range, but in the grand scheme of things, that's okay. And we could add on a medium laser to make up for the damage drop-off. As a matter of fact, we are now doing more damage, and we're more heat efficient. We lose a little bit in range, as I said. Now, we could strip out the LRM-5, because that's not particularly efficient, but I do have to keep an eye on this, how many days it will take to complete this work. So, what would we replace it with? SRM-4, I think, would be a good one to replace it with. It's going to have to be a missile system, regardless. And that would be, I think, a really good idea. Alternatively, we could add in another small laser. We could move this medium laser over to here, because there is a slot for it. And then we take the small laser, and we take another small laser and we put it in here. That would make it much more of a brawling mech than it already is, because we get two of the small lasers firing at the same time when we're punching people. So that's good. And if we do the SRM-4, we'd have the tonnage to pull that off. And then we could put even heavier armor on the thing, too. It'd make it much more of a close-range brawler. But I personally think the LRM-5 by itself is just not really significant damage. So this is going to take longer to pull off as far as the work we're doing here. Actually, let's put the ammo in first. We'll do some shifting around so it's nice and pretty. Okay, so we have increased the damage output. The tonnage difference was none. There's no difference in the tonnage to have an SRM-4 instead of an LRM-5. So we get more damage. We just, again, we're trading that range to do it. And now we're up to 13 days. And as I said, nice easy thing to do to increase the firepower even more. Just put that medium laser in here. Swap in another small laser, which is going to take a half a ton. Heat efficiencies drop back down to where it was, but now we're a more effective brawler. Our short range damage is really good if we can get to that point blank range. And now we've got a half ton worth of armor to install in here. So the arms are already maxed out. We could up this by a couple stages. Up the center torso. Up the legs. We'll probably get away with another doop. Got one more thing to do. We'll just go ahead and put that straight into the center torso. So just a half a ton more armor makes us a little bit more protected. We've got good close range firepower. It's going to take 17 days to do this work though, and that's kind of a problem. We do have to travel for sure. But this is making the Vindicator, in my mind, a lot more useful. We need a frontline mech, and this can really serve that role. And we're doing a heck of a lot more damage, in my mind. And we're being able to use that damage all at once. The problem with the Vindicator is you do have alright damage, but you can't do all that damage at once because you have different range brackets, and those different weapons can't really effectively fire on those different range brackets. Alright, confirm that work. Now we are, unfortunately, putting ourselves into a position where... Oops. Want to manage tasks where we don't really have a support mech outside of the Panther. Now this would take 30 days to complete. I think the job for the Vindicator being done is like the most important, and just getting this Panther done I think will do to do it. And then we're not going to get that much further along with the Jenner and the Firestarter yet. But we're going to have to travel regardless because we just do not have mechs at this moment. I'm not going to do a mission with two mechs. Not going to happen. Although I may be able to pull it off with a half skull difficulty, but that's not That's not what we have remaining, so we're just gonna have to deal with what we have remaining. Before we go, though, I want to look in the store, see if there's anything that we didn't buy that we'd want to buy. Like, for example, this LRM-20. I will buy that. So it's quite expensive. What is the likelihood we'd use that right now? Not high. I'm not gonna buy it for that reason, because we didn't even get paid this much in our last mission. That's like a full mission's worth of pay. Nah, we're not gonna do that. All right. Let's get going to a new location. So we do have a contract, a travel contract. If we take a look at that real quick. That's 1.5 skulls. But the problem is where it's going to take us. So if we look on the star map, that's going to take us down here, and this is a 2-skull location. So the contracts are likely going to be at that difficulty level, which in my mind is a little bit beyond us. We just took a 1.5 skull mission, and it beat us up. I think I'm going to move into Panzer here. The only factions available, though, are the Arana Restoration and the Pirate Organization. So maybe this isn't a wise place to go. Is there another place that we'd want to go? I mean, this is where we were, but I don't know if the contracts would refresh. The question is also, is this a good place to go based off of what's here? Travel hub. It's poor, though. I'm going to do a little bit of shopping around. Let's just look around, see if we can find a place that has... I'm looking for half a skull or 1 skull, ideally. Somewhere that's... If it's a little further away, that's okay, because that gets us opportunities to finish work. What's all here? Recently colonized. Yeah, no, that is jumping out as being awesome. This is 20 days away. Yeah, I'm just not having somewhere that's a really obvious place for us to go. Well, all the way over here would take us... Oh, only 23 days. That's actually not too bad. And what's all here? 3 level of civilization, poor, small population. So not likely going to be a lot of things to buy in stores. But it gets us closer to this place as well, which is another 1 skull, and then Joppa's a 1 skull. Yeah, and it also gets us over here close to the Canopians. And we got another half skull location there. So yeah, let's go to Arm. It only takes 23 days to get there. Alternatively, we could go here. It takes 31. No, I want to go 23 days. And what are some of these other places like? Travel hub, small population. Okay. We've got this is a good place, I think, to go, though, because it's got a lot of locations, or a decent number of locations nearby that are 1 or half a skull in difficulty. It gives us some time to do the work that we need to get done. Travel cost is kind of high, but we'll deal with it. Okay, let's travel. 23 days, set course.
Course now, Commander.
Maybe that wasn't the optimum place to go, but I like that better than going to the Arana Restoration. I also should have checked
that work order is complete, boss.
Where
work, if I may say
who
so.
is active in this location, but we're already headed there, so it's a little late now. Arn, who's active? A couple different factions, so that will work out. Okay, let's go back to here. We're gonna go to the engineering upgrades, and I definitely want to get this second mech bay up. It's gonna cost 900,000, but I think at this stage we can afford it. At least I think so. Yeah, we can afford it. So we'll go ahead and start on that. The sooner we get on this, the better. It also gets us some tech points, which means that we will repair things faster. So, and we'll get this done before we get there.
Right, I'll get the team
At least I think so, on the scale of what's going to happen here. Yeah, it'll get there done a day before we get there. May not affect the schedule on what's going to get done, but we've already got the Panther back. We're working on the Vindicator, and the Jenner will be working on it by the time we get to that location, but not really anywhere near done. Okay, let's continue. Intersphere politics impact everything they touch, even down here in the periphery. Flashpoints between the great houses are developing all over the map, and our faction reps are paying good money to resolve them. talking about high-risk, high-reward jobs composed of multiple combat drops with rewards at the end to match. I'll post any active flashpoints on the star map, Commander. You can review them whenever you're ready. And of course, this being the Flashpoint DLC, that's kind of the hallmark of this DLC, is these flashpoints. I'm out of curiosity, is there one on the star map? I don't know what they look like. Here's one. Okay. I'm not sure if we can reroute at this point, but it's not too far away from where we're going. You can click on it. How difficult is it? It doesn't really say. Oh, 2.5 skulls. So that's a little beyond us at the moment. Let's look at it nonetheless. Engagement length short. Requires that you complete multiple contracts to... Okay, the total number varies by flashpoint and may also be affected by choices you make during the flashpoint. Consecutive deployments. Flashpoints may require you to deploy lances on consecutive missions with no time to heal or repair between them. Expect to field at least 2 full lances during this flashpoint. Okay, but we are not anywhere near being able to do this. Bonus reward, uncommon items. In addition to the standard salvage, C-bills, and reputation you negotiate for each contract, Flashpoints can also offer a randomly selected reward, which is often a rare piece of equipment or a mech part. And then tonnage requirements, no restriction. Okay. Well, at least we got an idea of what we can expect there. But yeah, we're not likely going to do that particular mission because it's a little beyond our skill level at the moment. I'm just looking around to see if there's any other flashpoints in the area. Not that I see. I mean, we may be able to pull it off, but it depends on how long it sticks around. I don't know. So I guess that's going to be part of what we figure out here. If by the time we travel there, it's still around. I mean, maybe if we do some contracts, because no time passes when you're doing contracts on a planet. We can do some contracts, maybe pick up some good mechs, and it's still around. Yeah, maybe then. Power interlock. If you don't bypass the faulty interlock, we're looking at a 17% drop across the board. Scarecrow is animated, practically shouting, and you try to remember how you got drawn into this argument. Apparently, with his technical background, Scarecrow thinks he has identified a serious flaw in the Argo secondary power interlock. For her part, Dr. Murad insists the interlock is working correctly. We're lucky it's only 17%. That isn't the interlock. These systems have just missed several centuries worth of annual maintenance. Your plan would potentially expose the entire central core to an overload. Only if it doesn't work, Scarecrow fires back. Should we leave the power system alone or ask Dr. Murad to test the Scarecrow's idea? I really don't like taking risks with a power system. Especially if it's just about inner efficiency. But it may piss him off, you know? That could be the case. You know what? We'll do it. Okay, apparently it didn't work. You say, Dr. Murad, can you run a small-scale test to find out what would happen? She frowns at you, then says, I suppose it's worth examining. She turns to Scarecrow to develop a testing plan. A few hours later, the power goes out in the command center. When you find Dr. Murad, she's elbow deep in a power conduit. I can't fix the damage Scarecrow's bright idea caused. I can fix the damage Scarecrow's bright idea caused, but we're going to have to replace some parts. I would thank you to keep that mech warrior away from critical systems in the future, Commander. Yeah, alright, so that was... I mean, these things happen. You never really can tell what's going to happen with a particular thing, but yeah, now that person has low spirits for how many days was it? Oh, we got a jump here. I'll take a look at it in a second. We also lost a little bit of money, but 20,000 is not the end of the world. So, mech warriors. How many days is the low spirits? 27. So that will affect me for any of the missions we're going to be doing, sadly. Okay, we are having to pay for things, unfortunately. That's going to drop us down to 700,000. We could probably afford a little bit more morale, so I'll go with that. Okay, let's continue.
Our nest egg is just about gone, Commander.
Yeah, be quiet. It'll last a couple more months with how much money we have. And we're gonna do contracts when we get there, so hopefully there are contracts there. Kind of just a guess on my part. There should be some. Bump in the night. In the middle of the night, you're flung from your bed. Metal screeches deep inside the Argo. Dr. Murad's voice crackles over the comms. Everything is under control, Commander, but Scarecrow needs adult supervision. Darius drags the pilot into your quarters. Scarecrow discovered how to destabilize a dropship with a pen laser. He reddens. It was an accident. Darius crosses his arms. You've had a lot of accidents. Luckily, nothing major. But this one nearly sent the drive stabilizer flying into the fusion reactors. How do you want to handle this, Commander? Take it out of his pay, enforce strict discipline. Use your company's funds and train Scarecrow. Well, we're kind of low on cash right now. But you know what? We'll do it. Scarecrow raises his chin, looking you in the eye. Be more careful. Oh, I know you will. You class Scarecrow on the shoulder because you have been assigned to reflex and precision training. Scarecrow opens his mouth to interject, but you raise a hand. Let's make sure there are no more accidents, MechWarrior. You're lucky we didn't have to mop you off the floor. The next day, you notice a handmade sign in the barracks. Days since the last explosion. 1. So he's no longer in low spirits and has lost the following tags Klutz. But he's unavailable for 14 days. He's gained the following tags for 30 days. High spirits. Okay. But we lose 100,000. That was worth it, though, because he's lost a bad trait. And he is not going to be available for the next mission, actually for any of the missions when we travel there, because I'm not going to slow down what we're doing here. But, okay, let's continue. I'm actually happy with that course of events, though. It cost me 120,000 for one pilot, but we went from low spirits to high spirits, and granted, the problem is you might lose the high spirits by the time we end up getting anywhere. But he also lost Klutz, which I'm sure is bad.
Hey boss, we've just completed those upgrades.
Okay. So we have to work on something else. So I'm going to do one of the ones that's just cheap for now because we don't have the money. So I think the structure one was cheap. Everything else I think is too expensive for us right now. Although, let's see about the repair and refit. Looking through that, see if there's one that's cheap. But there isn't. No surprise. So, yeah, it's just going to be this one. 90,000. I think we can do that.
Sure thing. It'll take a bit, but we'll get it done.
Okay. Let's continue. Hey, we've arrived. We better have contracts here, otherwise we're in big financial trouble.
Waypoint reached, Commander.
We're not going to go to the store, even if there's good stuff there. You know, I say that, let's just go to the store. I'm just going to look to see what's here. I'm not necessarily going to buy anything. Okay. Nothing overly exciting, but worth a look. We've got these blackjack parts all over the place. Alright, let's go see what the contracts are like. I obviously have to take a look at my pilots too, but for now, we're just going to peek in here. Okay. Decent number of contracts. We've got one for House Merrick, which we may want to do. But we'll look through them all. So, assassinate, escort, ambush, battle, escort. Okay. Another thing that we want to look at is who is it against. Target is a rogue Capellan mech warrior. Okay, so that's going to be against the Capellans. Government can't commit. Well, this convoy is armed. Doesn't really say who the enemy is going to be. Okay. Prediction. Pirate supply convoy, so that's against pirates. No problem killing them. And another Capellan mission. So 2 Capellan missions. And then this one's for Merrick. People defending our convoy and deterring hostile force. Doesn't say who it would be against. So we have 2 where we don't know, and then we have 1 against pirates and 2 against Capellans. All right, good to know. Let's go into the Mech Warriors list. So unfortunately, Scarecrow is going to be unavailable, but we do have Truck back.
Yep.
I want to save her experience, though. Now, for me, I have to make the critical decision. What is the next perk I am going to go with? I kind of want to go with the same run and gun style that I did before, and we are getting pilots or mechs that would be useful in that regard. So I'm definitely tempted to take sure footing. And we'd get entrenched a lot, which would be nice. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I mean, this is more or less the same build I did before, but it's a build I really like. So, hey, and it's my pilot. This is the style I like to play, so will steer me towards that direction. Okay.
Training confirmed, Commander.
Anyone
Awaiting
else?
orders.
Gnarly, we're definitely gonna use. And she's probably surpassed
Yeah.
Truck at this stage. As far as being experienced.
Yes, Commander.
So we could just give her piloting to kind of like even things up and then decide later what we're going to give her. I really like having multi-target, though. It's such a useful ability. Yeah, but we'll go with this.
Mech Warrior training complete.
Commander.
So Gnarly, my pilot, Truck, Revere. Let's get your gunnery skill up.
Training complete.
Sadly, we've lost our scout. I could have gone scout, but I really don't want more than one at this point. I would take a backup one, but I'm going to be using myself a lot of the time, so you know I don't want two in the front line, or you know, of the pilots that I'm commonly using. Okay, let's take a look at those contracts again. So this one was the one where we didn't really know who we were going against. It's an escort mission. It pays all right, but there's definitely higher paying jobs here, but granted they're higher difficulty, so you know that kind of goes hand in hand. And then this is the one against pirates. It's ambush convoy. I'm gonna go with the escort, so we can escort. Then we can ambush a convoy. It's like you get both sides of the coin. Okay. Well, let's see. Oh, it's against the Merrick. All right. Well, this one's against pirates. Let's kill the pirates first. So it's gonna be a low-paying job, but it gets us started. It gets us used to where our mechs are at this moment. Hopefully it's a nice, easy mission. It does have a good salvage, despite the fact that we're not making a lot of money. So hopefully that works out. Okay. So we're running the same mechs, but we have to pull another pilot in. So Revere, you're going over here. Truck, you are going in the Panther, I guess. I mean, Truck and Gnarly are the same skill level at this stage. They're pretty much the same. You know, I kind of feel like, though, Truck, the Vindicator's Truck's mech. So, there we go. So this is going to be our lineup. Yeah. And we're still looking at, like, one drop tonnage. I mean, you know, you kind of match that up with the difficulty. At least that's the way I think of it. All right, let's deploy. All right, here we go.
Command interface initiated.
Commander, we need to stop those weapons convoys. Let's move up, get eyes on the target, and intercept them. Then we'll extract at the designated location. Good on you, Commander.
Trees.
Okay.
Love trees.
So we're going to be able to jump further than we can sprint at the moment. And we're just going to keep going along these woods. I don't know exactly where the convoy is going to be or where it's headed to. We'll
Lifting
just
off.
kind of move up here. I can almost jump as far as I can sprint. And I like the fact that we get good defense when we do that. Alright. Sadly, the commando's going to be left behind here.
I'm going.
Because it is only overland speed. Okay, no contacts yet. Now, the one thing with convoy attacks is you really never know how much the convoy is going to be. I think the balancing in this game still tends to lean towards the escorts following
I've got eyes on the target.
that balance, but not necessarily the convoy itself. Could be a little problematic. Okay, now I'm a little more open field. I could even get direct line of sight.
Bye.
I'm gonna wait on that though. Let's have you run up here because that's putting you on a road that will give you a little bit more movement. Do we want to run up and immediately be in contact? I mean, it's gonna be hard to avoid contact either way. Now I do have more evasion now because of the abilities I picked up. I'm actually going to run up this way and stop in this wood. Doesn't necessarily directly put me in line of sight. Maybe give me the chance to...
Enemy detected.
Okay. Here they come. A Jenner MD, half health. Fires a laser at me, burning through 1 evasion. Oh no. I'm so scared. Okay. Might as well reserve here. Now 1 contact's moving at 4, so that's probably another mech. And the other one's moving at 2. Oh, they actually hit me. With 4 evasion.
Warning. Armor low.
That sucks. Well, I think we might as well go after these guys now. So, we'll go with,
What do you
I guess,
need?
truck first. No, we can't get line of sight. Now we can. I want to keep my options open. So I'm going to jump in here, see what we're looking at. That Jenner's going to be hard to hit, so we're probably not going to fire at that.
Roger.
This, I'm guessing, is a Panther. It is. It's out in the open and going to be really easy to hit. So, fire away. Well, relatively easy to hit.
Aye aye. Engaging target.
Okay, took the left torso off. I'm happy with that. Granted,
Scored a critical hit.
the real damage is in that PPC. Something... These. They're sure getting those hits. Again, one of the reasons why I, in the past, didn't really value evasion all that highly, because the AI still has a habit of getting those hits on you, despite having great... Okay, jump here. We could hit either one of them, but really, the person I'm going to hit is that Panther.
We'll go.
And considering we've already taken the left torso out, maybe we'll just get a kill here, depending on how much damage taken. Fire.
Roger that.
Good hit. Here. Oh, they still have a thing moving. Thankfully, we got a miss. All right, now I need to move my pilot, because they are just firing and firing and firing here. I say that, though.
I'm ready.
I can't get Revere into a position, do anything. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to sensor lock that Jenner so we can hit it.
I'm walking here.
Oh, that's right. I don't have sensor lock. Whoops. I kind of forgot. We're not using Scarecrow. All right. So the idea here is we're just going to jump away, get maximum range. And we're going to open up on that Jenner. It's going to be a really bad shot, but we've taken so much damage. I really can't afford any more. You know, an alternative choice is to jump up here. We get a lot of evasion buildup. We're still in cover. And then we hit the Panther, which is an easier target. Maybe take it out. I don't know how wise of a choice this is, but we're going to do it. There's a height advantage in this game, and I'm hoping that rings true.
All weapons committed.
But the point that I was making earlier, does this battle look like a half skull battle? I mean, look how many vehicles there are. And they're full armor. Most of those missing. Good. I expected more of those to miss, though. Yeah, this is kind of ludicrous. For this to be a half skull, this is ludicrous. They really need to work on the balance of these missions. Because look at how much firepower my enemy has. And that's all in the convoy. That's not in the escort. The escort's balanced properly. So that's something they need to think about. Okay. So we did delete one of the escorts.
I await your command.
I think we need to go after the vehicles and kind of ignore the Jenner, I think. Because the Jenner's going to be really hard to hit at the moment. And they keep hitting my Jenner. I really need to stop that. The problem is these vehicles have full armor. It's going to take quite a bit of hitting on them to take them out, but we'll try.
Firing all weapons.
Primary target is damaged, Commander. Keep it up.
If we keep hitting it on the same side, which should be easy. Who are you going to fire at? Alright, that's fine with me.
Commander?
And we'll hit the same vehicle on the same side, and hopefully that will be enough damage to kill it.
Affirmative.
Okay. Fire.
Target
There we go.
Move her down.
Oh, that's right. We're not on that initiative phase yet. I think I have to wait here. Let them go. Not only that, with this being a convoy, you would think that they would be like, you know, I don't know, like transports, not tanks. It's supposed to be an arms shipment. What kind of arms shipment is this? They're just vehicles with weapons already installed. That's called a vehicle shipment. I mean, I guess you could construe it that way.
Yep.
Guess I could jump like that. I'm gonna try and take out the striker before it gets a chance to go.
Here we go.
I am giving this Jenner an opportunity to just rear attack me all day long, but there's not a whole lot I can do about it. Go in on that side.
Roger.
Alright, we got it. So, that wasn't too bad.
Stay down.
Got another, probably a scorpion, I'm guessing. It did hit me.
Come on. Send me a real mech warrior.
That isn't a real mech warrior. It's a vehicle crew. Because of heat, I cannot jump. So I'm just going to move, and the only possible target at the moment is going to be this Jenner, so we're going to fire at it. I will use the precision strike to lower its initiative so we can just kill it. At least hopefully. This isn't going too badly, but again, this is a lot heavier of an opponent than it really should be. Alright.
Engaging target.
And I still think that this isn't as balanced as well as it should be for a half skull. But again, I'm getting through it. But I think partly that is my own experience that's getting me through it. We're gonna get in here on a punch because we're pretty hot.
Roger that. Let's see how you like this.
Okay. You though,
Commander?
I'm gonna move like point blank, I guess. Yeah, that'll work.
Moving to position.
Seventy, 70, 60, fire.
Roger that.
Okay.
Solid connection on that one.
Yeah, that was pretty significant. Gives my pilot a really good opportunity to try and finish it. And if we manage to get the finish, then the enemy may not have... I have a more solid line of sight. Yeah, I do there. The enemy may lose its line of sight, so that's good. If I get this kill, that is. Although I may only be able to fire 3 lasers, we'll have to see. Get away with the 4th. Nope. Center torso would be, I think, wise. If we can get all 3 hits, that will get a kill. Yeah, go for that.
Engaging target.
Maybe? Okay, yeah. Convoy guards down. Commander, great work. Yeah, we got the pilot, which I thought was a possibility.
Yeah?
Okay, walk into the woods here. And if they keep coming this way, we can go in and punch them pretty effectively. Okay, we'll strike.
Attacking from position.
Scorpions are not that big of a deal. The strikers kind of were. That's pretty significant firepower. All right.
I'm here.
So I have a Revere come in. Might as well just hit the same tank.
Rolling.
We'll beat them to initiative, so it doesn't really matter about my positioning here. Actually, no, wait. We're on the beginning of a new turn, aren't we? Yeah, so it does matter, but nonetheless, fire on this guy. Yeah, he's dead.
Let's hit him hard.
Bye now.
And then I can use precision strike on the other one.
Standing by.
As if I can move into a position. May jump jet here. We don't want to get too close, though. Yeah, that's probably good. What's our line of sight? Is it being obstructed? I think it is. What about... Ah! About here. There we go. That's better. Jump in. Hopefully the heat isn't too bad. Get our precision strike.
Confirmed.
We get the PPC shot, it may just kill it.
Get
Yeah.
your lance to the LZ, Commander. I'm coming in hot.
No, we killed everybody. Alright. Yeah, alright. And again, it may have sounded like I was kind of complaining with things there, but just where I feel things are. I think that as far as balance is concerned, you have to keep in mind what difficulty that was supposed to be, and then the opposition we saw. And I feel like the convoy vehicles are just not taken into account when they're factoring that. But that's kind of my assumption. Maybe I'm wrong on that, but it kind of feels that way. I mean, I was really close to taking some damage that would require repairs, which means that I would have to wait for those repairs to be done before I could take more contracts, which is spending time that... I mean, the Jenner in particular was the bad one. And that was because of how heavy the opposition was. Now, granted, they were hitting shots that were kind of hard to pull off. So, you know, I may take that Panther. Because we could use it, maybe. I mean, we already have, what, 2 Panthers, 2 Jenners? Alternatively, we could just try and get some equipment that we would want. I could always do with SRM-6s for the future. And then things like LRM-10s are always good, too. But I prefer LRM-15s. But yeah, I'm going to take the Panther. We'll take the Panther and an SRM-6. That's what we'll do. Okay.
That mech is ready to fight, Commander.
All right, well, we've already had Panthers, so I'm not going to read through this. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the video here. I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is Mouse Gunner, signing out.